See it? Yeah,
Oh, there it
it's
is. Yep,
yeah.
It's gorgeous, isn't it?
But
it is. I
Oh,
don't want to see that. Why did you do that to me?
you're
The thing
welcome.
is, I thought of like maybe even trying to resell it, like um, because it's rare. You can't get the gold editions like anywhere. But I'm like, most people probably want it because of the early access. I don't know if they want just the steel book.
Oh yeah, see, I haven't
Fuck.
tried. I
Oh,
haven't
you know what?
tried looking since it came out. But yeah, I was having the worst time. I did you. I assume you checked Amazon, right? Because that's where I ended up getting
Oh,
it.
I checked everywhere,
Okay.
and then randomly at Best Buy, they happened to have it in stock, and they didn't half an hour before I checked.
Okay.
So it was really weird.
mm.
Actually, I don't know why I said Amazon had it in stock, but it wasn't going to get here until like the 12th, or actually, it was supposed to get here on the 13th, which was no, it would have been here. It would have been here the 14th or 15th because it was a Saturday or Sunday of this week that it would have gotten here
Mm,
if I ordered it last week.
yeah.
And then I ended up ordering it through GameStop, and it got. I ordered it on Thursday or Friday, and it got here on Monday. So that was even quicker, which surprised me. Um, but see, I was in the same predicament as you. I'm like, shoot, I can't find it available anywhere. I found it on PlayStation. It plays better on
Mm,
Xbox. So I was at one point I was like, you know what? I might even get it on PC. Now that I've played the
yeah,
tutorial, I'm like, thank God I did not buy it on my PC because my PC can't run
would have
ha-
melted it.
some games, and yeah, this is not one of those games it would have been able to run.
Yeah, no, it's an intense. It looks really fucking good on
It looks
console.
so
And
good, and there's so much happening on screen, and so but I'm glad I got it on PlayStation because going back to this controller right here, like, oh man, Fraser, I couldn't. I was like, dude, I would love to see your reaction holding this controller and playing Space Marine because whenever you go to sprint, you feel like the feet stop,
thumbs.
like the power of the feet stomping, like left, right. It's like I'm
So good.
geeking out over just how I feel when I'm running, and then when you feel that chainsaw sword is like that rumble in your right trigger, fuck, I can't talk. The rumble in your
Right.
right trigger as you
Yeah.
swing that
There you go.
chainsaw sword. Oh, come on! I was geeking
Yeah.
out, dude. I was like, man, I would love it if I could see Fraser's reaction to holding this controller and getting his hands on Space Marine, which was another
But then
reason why I wanted
he'll
to.
be missing out at about 20 frames a second. So
Well,
which
right.
one would you rather have? Yeah.
I have only to respond to your message from earlier, Fraser. Sorry, I haven't gotten to respond yet. I've only played the tutorial, and I don't even think I finished the first mission because I beat the first boss where you're like trapped in like a room and like this dude comes
Mhm.
in and yeah, okay, yep. I
Yep.
definitely went through the tutorials and I think I might have gotten through the first mission. So that's as far as I am into the game. Um,
Right.
yeah,
I've put about 40 hours into it.
I saw that. I saw that. Tell this is the part where I pass it off to you, buddy. We're gonna put Fraser. Fraser he reviewed this game for the website, so we're gonna put his link in the description below. I am ready for you to take us on a journey.
I I think it's very close to being my game of the year. It is
Feels like it's got
like,
the sauce.
yeah, it feels what it feels like is how do I say this? It feels like a Gears of War. Like you're this big hulking dude fighting against everything. Everything the enemy can throw at you. You're just a team of guys, and we haven't had a Gears of War for so long that it's kind of it's filling that it's filling that gap for me. I I am a huge Warhammer nerd. I don't play the game, the actual like tabletop figures, but I just love all the
Mhm.
lore behind it. And these Saber have they must have a Warhammer nerd in their ranks because like all of the lore is pretty much damn spot on. They they could have
Pardon me.
there's a few little things they could have done which would have made it like even better. But we won't go there because it's so good anyway. The oh, my camera's gone out of focus. I
Hmm.
just, when you finish the second one, right? Sorry, the first one, and he's got those two rivets in his head. He's been in the service of the emperor for 100 years, right? And then you finish the campaign, and he takes his helmet off. Sorry, not the campaign. They finish that tutorial,
Tutorial.
and he takes his helmet off, and he's got four studs, and you're like, holy shit! So it's 200 years old, and he is just a behemoth, just slaying. And then they put him through um not experiment, like all of the medical stuff to upgrade him even more to an Astahi's bloody space marine. And they are like upgraded space marines. So like the normal space marines are rubbish compared to these guys. They go from 7 feet tall to 9 feet tall. And they just show the scale, like when you're standing beside a guardsman and he's kind of
Oh,
coming up
it's
to,
hilarious.
yeah, right. And
Dwarfs them.
they kind of showed, it's really interesting because like the space marines, they kind of hate humans. They see humans as like just like these pathetic things
The
that need
trash we
saving.
are.
Yeah. These
Fucking
pathetic
trash.
little things that, oh fuck, I've got to save some more humans. Fucking hell. Can't they
That
save
argue on Twitter all
themselves?
day and fucking
Yeah, right.
Could you imagine if
But they,
Master Chief had that attitude?
oh, that'd be so good. And like as you're playing through the story, you can see a more human side of Titus. Like, his battle brothers are like, oh, these fucking guardsmen, they're useless. I can't believe they like lost this position to a few bugs. And Titus is like, the Tyranid's a pretty fucking hardcore dude. Give him a break. And it just shit like Space Marines don't have that emotion, but like Titus has gone through so much that he's kind of starting to get this kind of human side to him. Um, yeah, and just a story of redemption and stuff. It's fucking so good. But for me, the game doesn't start until you get to like the end game, the operation stuff. I I've played so much with Steve. Me and Steve have played so much of the end game, and Dano jumped on for a few hours as well, and we were just slaying and it's just so much fun. Like three best buds just slaying the universe. I'm so excited to see like where they go with it because they, you know, there's so many more enemy units and factions to bring on board, and they could make something like massive from this. Bring in the orc boys from the first game. We got the fucking space wizards, the Eldar, the space elves, and then the dark Eldar, which are like dark space elves. There's just so much cool lore that they
Yeah.
can explore. Yeah.
So I got a question. I read your
Mm.
review. Again, description.
Yep.
It's you can look at it for yourself in the description. You gave it an 8 out of 10. So
Yep.
what? That was kind of like my first thought. Again, I've only played the tutorial, and already I'm just like, man, I'm looking so hard to find the negatives, and so far I can't find nothing. It's like, I mean, the biggest thing that stuck out like a sore thumb so far, again, haven't barely played it. The biggest thing that stuck out to me is the character models. I'm like, the actual human face, like the armor looks phenomenal, but the
Hmm.
character faces, I'm like, man, this is some Xbox 360 shit. But
Oh
it's
god.
not
Yeah.
that
You
bad,
won't
but it
like
is pretty
Outlaws
bad.
then.
Don't you love the diversity in the team though?
Oh yeah,
Like
yeah, yeah.
one black guy, one Asian guy, one white guy. Bam.
Basically Gears of War.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
I think
Yeah.
sorry, I'm gonna interject you just before Fraser answers, but I think only after playing the first couple levels, the biggest turnoff I can see people having that wasn't a turnoff for me, and you said it looks like character models like whatever 360 age. I think the game design is also straight out of the 360 era, and I think some people will be turned off by that. I think you have to like
I
that.
could see that.
You have to like games like that, like Evil West, and like I'm trying to think of like another one off the top of my head, but it is very much go to A, kill shit, go to B, kill shit, go to C, kill shit, cutscene kind of
Like
thing.
maybe a Plague's Tale
Yeah.
Requiem. It's like a video game ass video game.
Yeah, I guess kind of, yeah, with that the stealth shit, I guess, yeah.
Right, right.
But yeah, but it
A
looks
video
like
game
it's
as
like
video.
that era got a big budget and on current level tech is like what I would describe it to someone. And if you don't like that design or you think it's kind of like archaic, I don't think they'll like it. But I have no idea if that's why Fraser would be like that's why he's giving it an 8.
Well, it's funny because that's
Well,
probably what makes it me fall in love with it so much is that it does feel like a 360 current gen type
yes,
game.
Mm-hmm.
that's right. It's a fucking old school hack and slash. That's what it is. It's a
Yeah.
new gen, gorgeous hack and slash.
It's one of the best looking games I've played on console for sure.
Yeah, it's um. So it seems like it's gonna sound silly, but like there's not enough of it, right?
Yeah.
Mm.
One of the biggest things for me is like Jeff said, it's there's not enough to do. It is just go to A, kill stuff. Go to B, kill stuff. The journey is fucking amazing.
Yeah.
The journey from A to B killing stuff is is just so good. And the combat feels so great. And somehow they've made this super hulking soldier who is almost invincible. They've made him feel like that he can be killed if you are not paying attention.
Or if you're
You'll
hitting
die.
B to dodge, that'll
Yep.
get you
If
killed
you're
real
hitting
quick.
B to dodge, you're gonna die. Which, you know, as you see in the as they're walking through the wreckage and stuff, fucking Space Marines are dead everywhere. They're not invincible.
Yeah.
And I think the thing that like with that is that there's not enough to do. It's it's pretty much a hack and slash. You finish the
Yeah.
story, you jump into operations. The operations are just continuations of the story, like the like parallel missions.
Mhm.
So you hear about during the story, you hear about a squad doing X, and in the operations, you are squad doing X.
Yeah.
Which is like it's so cool. But
It
again,
really is the anti Astrobot. Like Astrobot, you're not
Yep.
doing the same thing in like any
Yep.
subsequent level. Whereas this is like I've heard from a lot of people say, you play the game for 2 hours, 3 hours, you've done everything you're ever gonna do in that game, gameplay wise, but
Yep.
it's done really, really well. So it's like if you can put up with that, fuck yeah. I love that kind of shit. I eat that shit up.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
can't wait to
There's-
like. I hope I can beat Outlaws tomorrow morning because I want to dive into this bitch.
Oh,
There's hardly any weapons, but that doesn't matter because
Get
the
there.
weapons feel so good
Mhm.
that, and then also that's fucking heresy. Like Space Marines don't use any weapons that are not Space Marine weapons. Like they need to be blessed by the Omnisire. I'm not gonna pick up some fucking stupid lad scum. Fucking it's for the guardsman scum to use. I got it. Like, so yeah, there's not very many weapons. There's not much kind of to do, but what it does do,
It's
it
fun.
does it so fucking well. And I hope that they start to pump out this end game content not quickly, but quick enough to like kind of keep me entertained. So there's 6 operations. I've played through them maybe 30 times.
Holy fuck.
wow.
And the you know, there's only so many times that I'm going to be able to do that.
Yeah.
The
I
next
would have
season's
figured it would have
coming
been
out.
before 30. But
Oh, dude, I'm having so much fun with it. I just can't. Like me and Steve, like you've played with Steve. He's a funny bugger, man.
Yeah.
So we're just having so much fun, just pretending to be Space Marines. Just
That sounds awesome.
yeah. So like season 1's coming out. We're getting 1 extra weapon and 1 extra operation. Like, I don't know. Do I have to play that 40 times?
Wait, that's gonna be the first
Like-
drop? Is just one mission?
Yeah, one mission. But the missions are like 20 minutes long.
Yeah, I have noticed that they're long ass missions.
Yeah. The the campaign's about 10 hours, 12
Okay.
hours, something like that.
Okay.
But yeah, and then there's the PvP, which is weird. The PvP is fucking weird.
Yeah.
It's like it feels like I don't like the old school, but it feels old school.
Mhm.
Like it's fast, like it's slow. You're these big hulking things trunking around.
Mhm.
Third person, just you see someone and you just fucking shoot at each other till one of you dies. It's great. Like and it's not like Call of Duty where it's like instant kills everywhere. It's like you have to hammer them. You have to hammer them with bullets. So like I'm not a huge PvP guy. So I played it a bit, but it didn't grab me. But the PvP stuff's grabbed some people hard.
I have noticed that. I'm telling you, like when you're talking about like Hawk, big Space Marine dude, I'm telling you, like I'm just in love with this controller this week. Like, I know I've already talked about it, but it's like, man, I haven't felt like God of War, and that was one of the things I was geeking out about whenever you throw his axe. I can't remember the name of his axe, but like whenever you toss his
Leviathan,
axe,
isn't it?
yeah, Leviathan axe, yeah, and then it like you could hear it swoosh from the controller and then smack back into your hand, and I'm like, I feel that same way when I'm playing this game. Like every freaking shot that pops off, you feel that power, and you feel powerful. And I think your description of how you feel the sense of you are killable. Yet you're this superhuman, unstoppable force, but you also feel stoppable because you're walking on a pile of dead corpses from Space Marines. You know, like it's a perfect blend. And I think Gears of War, again, barely played it, but you know, I think Gears of War is a good comparison so far. But yeah, you did a great job on the review.
There's no cover. You don't take cover. Cover's for guardsmen.
Right.
Like, yeah.
And then
you use your face as cover.
we are 1 hour in.
Yeah.
Jeff, are you still good to hang out with us some more and talk PlayStation?
Yeah, I can hang out a little bit longer. Yeah, for sure.
Okay. And then Russell, how are you doing? You still good?
I'm sitting here like mad, hitting refresh on my phone. Like every 5 minutes to see.
Waiting
Yeah,
gonna
I'm
get
fine.
here. Russell's waiting on his GPU to show
Russell's
up.
getting Space Marine with his package today. So
I'm getting Space Marine, and then there's another game that I didn't even know what the hell it was till I looked up on my phone. Unknown 9 Awakening. I didn't know what the
never
hell
even heard of it.
Yeah, I didn't know what it was until I looked it up today on my phone at work.
Rings a bell.
And it's actually not even out until fucking October, I guess. So.
Okay. Well, let's go ahead and get in.
Sorry, I want to say one more thing just
Go
to
for it.
make sure I cover this because Digital Foundry always take what they say with a grain of salt. Because I did play one of the missions co-op, and my buddy has it on PlayStation 5, and he didn't notice anything crazy. So keep that in mind. So even though they were like, yeah, there could be like a 20 frame difference here and there, if you can't notice that kind of shit, or maybe it doesn't happen as much as you would think it would happen, so don't let that. If you only have a PlayStation 5, I wouldn't be afraid to pick up Space Marine 5 or Space Marine 5, Space Marine 2 because of that.
I've only noticed it once, and it was when a lot was happening on screen. Like I said, I'm so glad I did not get it on PC because my PC would have just blew up. It's I can only imagine my PS5 was like heating up like crazy. But I'll tell you what, I'm willing to sacrifice the frame rate drops for how cool this haptic is. But I'm gonna shut the fuck up about it.
They need to fucking fix the servers though. Jesus Christ!
Oh my gosh,
I'm having
I know
so many problems with the servers. Once I'm in a game, it's fine, but actually getting into the game, it's hit and miss. 50-50 for me. So I don't know if you guys have done much of like the co-op stuff, but you have to
Nah.
to turn co-op on, you have to actually walk up to a console and interact with it and choose co-op, and then it brings up a whole like it refreshes the game, and then you choose the mission, but it doesn't give you a choice to like choose to join a squad. You kind of pick the mission, and then you're either the host and people join you, or you join another game. You can't choose to do either. And
You didn't do
for
didn't ask you to do the password thing? Because that's how me and my buddy did it. Like,
oh no,
like
this is just random matchmaking. This is
oh,
not.
okay, gotcha. Yeah, I've never tried.
Yeah.
I didn't try that.
Yeah,
No
because
clue.
Steve and I were both on Xbox, so we just like
Oh yeah, that would just have
Yeah.
the yeah, that makes sense.
yeah. But when you're doing just random matchmaking, and if I'm the host, it loads the game, and then it puts
Mhm.
us back on the battle barge, and you
Mhm.
can't do anything. You just stand there,
Sit there and wait.
and you stand there forever until
Oh.
the other two leave, and you can't even hit pause to like quit. You have to like do a full shutdown of the game and reset it.
Oh
And
man.
it's 50-50 for me. So
Yeah.
I might spend fucking 10 minutes trying to get into a game. It's painful.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they need to fix that. That's for sure.
I got it on Monday. I got the game on Monday, and I had 20 minutes, and I was like, oh, I'll go ahead and get through the tutorial. Spent the whole 20 minutes trying to connect to the server. Megan got home from school, and she's like, what's wrong? I'm like, I can't play my game. And I was like, now I gotta go to work.
Oh, you couldn't
And-
even play the single player.
No,
Oh,
I couldn't even get into anything.
that's bad.
And they even tell you that if you can't connect to the servers, your progress is going to be lost. Like you're just going to have to restart. Even in the single player.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, yeah, I can't do anything. And so I had just wasted my time trying to connect to the servers when I could have just played 20 minutes worth of Astrobot. And then that's part of the reason why I've only gotten to play the tutorials this week, because I think
Well, we'll play through some this
oh,
afternoon.
we're gonna
Nathan.
do yes. Oh,
We
hell
will.
yeah, we are.